The Los Angeles Clippers have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs. They were defeated in 6 games by the Phoenix Suns, which means we're doing a Los Angeles Clippers a realistic rebuild because they got eliminated, basically. Honestly, it was a decent game. The Clippers ended up losing by almost 30. Either way, Chris Paul is through to his first NBA Finals, and I could not be happier for him. So yeah, today we're going to be rebuilding the Los Angeles Clippers. If you guys haven't, be sure to subscribe, like the video, all that stuff, but let's get into today's video. So because this is a 2K, and they don't have a start today feature, and I'm lazy, we're starting from the start of the season that we just had. Make sense? Makes sense. So we've got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all those guys signed up for a season. Serge Ibaka actually is a free agent at the end of this season, which is interesting. He has a player option. I'm sure he's going to sign in there because he is just coming off an injury. Reggie Jackson on a $2.33 million deal. Honestly, Reggie Jackson this series has been playing like a mad person. He's been absolutely going off. I think he's going to get a contract of 15 mil plus this offseason if the Clippers don't want to re-sign him. Marcus Morris, the last 2 games, he played really, really well, but he hasn't really been, he's been off and on the entire season, let's say that. Zubac missed the last 2 games. He was having a very good game 4, I think it was, where he got, I think it was 15 and 11 or something like that. Boogie is probably going to go, like, this team is really, really deep. I'm going to start Reggie Jackson at the point guard. Reggie Jackson is going to be our starting point guard this year. We're going to have Reggie, Paul George, Kawhi, Marcus Morris, and Serge Ibaka, maybe. I am going to trade away, what's his name? Patrick Beverley, and let's go Nick Batum, or actually we'll check to see what Rajon Rondo can get us, because I know he's going to regress. So if we can get ourselves maybe something that we could start at the power forward, I mean, we could be fine. I do see Mitchell Robinson, that's pretty good. Maybe a starting point guard or something like that could potentially come up, but I don't see anything crazy being offered up right now. You know what? I'm going to do this trade for Mitchell Robinson. Yes, we have to give up a first-round pick, but it's for Mitch Robinson. He can be our new starting center, right? What we can even do is go like this, play Marcus Morris at the small forward, play Serge Ibaka at the power forward, and have our starting 5 a bit like this. Have a Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi, Ibaka, and Robinson starting 5. We would then have Marcus Morris, Zubac, Cousins, and Luke Kennard off of our bench, and also Rajon Rondo, so that could be handy. Scoring options, of course, are going to be Kawhi, Paul George, and then I'm going to go Reggie Jackson as our 3 scoring options. Do we have any 4-star systems? We'll stick to balance, and the Clippers are the projected 5th seed for this first season, so let's see what happens, shall we? Kawhi is an all-star starter, and sadly, no Paul George. Paul George is severely disrespected in 2K, let's just be honest. He had very good games, and Paul George is just disrespected in 2K. Disrespected in general, boys, because so many people sleep on Paul George. Anyway, I'm going to get triggered. That was all-stars. So LeBron wins MVP. I know we don't have any players that potentially could win MVP for us. We actually went 61-21, 1 win off of tying with the 76ers, but I think we should be all... Do we have any All-NBA teams? We do get Kawhi, All-NBA 3rd team, which is good. And we actually finished as a 2 seed. So what did the Lakers do? Exact same record, except they were better in the division than us. So they clearly won a game and we lost a game going up again. They had a 12-game win streak at the end of the season. They got some form, boy. They got some form. Kawhi dropped 24.8, 5.3, 5.1, 2.2, and 0.7 a night. Paul George dropped 23, 6, and 5. Marcus Morris, 14. Reggie Jackson as our 3rd scoring option, 13.6, 2.8, and 4.4. Reggie Jackson, if I can, I'm going to re-sign this man. I think he's very, very good. He deserves another chance with the Clippers, especially what he did these playoffs. Offensively, we were the 2nd best team. Our defense was 3rd best, and our differential was the best, but we were still somehow like the 3rd ranked team in the NBA. So first series here against the Phoenix Suns. Game 1 is a W. Game 2 is an L. Okay, Game 3 is a W. Let's just make sure that they actually want to start Rajon Rondo over Reggie Jackson. Can we start Reggie Jackson again, please? Thank you. He's on fire. We want to start Reggie Jackson. Please don't go to a Game 7. We beat the Suns in 6 games. We get our revenge, and now we're taking on the Denver Nuggets in the 2nd round, who still have MPJ. Basically, their team's the exact same as it was this year. So Game 1, we actually take a fat L. Game 2, we come back. Okay, so now we're in Denver. We do pinch one from Denver, which means we go up 3-2. We pinch both of them in Denver. They take one in LA. We go back to Denver. We got a Game 7. We have a Game 7 in LA, I'm pretty sure. Game 7 in LA for this first season. Could we maybe not lose? That would be pretty good. Hey, we're currently down by quite a bit. We went on a bit of a run. We're down by 5. We lose in the second round of the playoffs to the Denver Nuggets. Lakers are the champs with LeBron winning Finals MVP. Of course, it's LeBron and the Lakers. It's always LeBron and the Lakers winning the championship, isn't it? The Thunder, Magic, and Knicks have the top 3 picks. And I'm going to fire our assistant GM, bro. We need better trades up in this biatch. We're also going to need a better trainer as well. Upgrade our front office. Hopefully that helps out a bit. The Houston Rockets, John Wall. I don't think that's possible, is it? It might be possible. I don't know if we have enough cap to make up for John Wall's contract for that trade to go through. Do we have? Probably not. We have to give up Marcus Morris. We got ourselves John Wall as our starting point guard now. Which is fine, because we got John Wall, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, and Mitchell Robinson. With Marcus Morris off the bench and Reggie Jackson still off the bench if we can re-sign him. That was a beautiful pickup. We had the 28th overall pick, sure. Kawhi declined, Serge Ibaka has declined. Oh, we need both of those guys back. We need both of those guys back. Do we have bird rights on Reggie Jackson as well? Yes, we do. So if we can please, can we re-sign Kawhi Leonard? We'll literally offer him everything. Can we re-sign Kawhi? That's the #1 priority. And then it's probably Serge, who wants some money, and then Reggie Jackson. I don't know if we can re-sign all of them. We get Serge, Kawhi, and Reggie Jackson. Did we just get them all? We got Reggie, we got Leonard, and we got Ibaka. Oh, we've absolutely killed it this offseason. We've done that and traded for John Wall. We've killed it. We got John Wall now as our starting point guard, bro. Okay, so we got 1, 2. We can trade Rondo. 3, 4, 5. We've got Terrence Mann, who we could potentially have off of our bench instead of Jay Scrub. So we're fine with that. We've got 6, 7, 8 potentially. What could we take here? Bring back Nick, but yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll bring back Nick Batum for a couple of seasons. Why the heck not? And then Boogie, I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign DeMarcus Cousins, are we? If he comes back on the qualifying, sure, but we get Amir Coffee, but that's it. Paul George has actually declined by 2 overalls, and John Wall's done the same. Reggie Jackson's done the same as well. And same with Rajon Rondo. Okay, yeah. Our team's off. 3 training camps. Defense or shooting? I think big man defense. No, not to Mitchell Robinson. Big man offense to Mitchell Robinson. Athleticism to John Wall. Maybe bring that back a bit, and then we'll go. Oh, we probably should have done the shooting, perimeter shooting to John Wall, shouldn't we? Yeah, and then if we go combo guard to Paul George, maybe that improves his playmaking ability a little bit. That'd be pretty good. So our starting 5 this year is a John Wall, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, Mitchell Robinson starting 5. We then have Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, and Daniel Latorre off our bench, and Nicholas Batum. So that's not bad. If we get rid of Rondo's contract, if we go Rajon Rondo, Daniel Latorre, could we maybe get ourselves a better backup center? I saw Jay Crowder here, which, to be honest, I don't mind that at all. Or Tristan Thompson has playoff experience. Yeah, we'll go Tristan Thompson. We'll bring him onto our team as our backup center. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We also then have, we got every position filled and off the bench. Perfect. Kawhi, Paul George, and I'm going John Wall. Do we have any 4-star systems? Once again, balance is the best, and we are the projected, 8th seed apparently. Let's see what we can do. All-Stars, here we get Kawhi Leonard and no one else again. Lovely. And big surprise, LeBron James wins himself another MVP. Kay Cunningham, DeRozan, Isaac, Trae Young, and Billy Donovan. We actually went 52 and 30. We get Kawhi, All-NBA, 3rd team, and we finish as a 2 seed behind the Lakers yet again. Here's the stats if you guys are wondering. Reggie off the bench still dropped 13, 1.2, and 2.5. So Reggie Jackson's still pretty good. Just going to stick that out there. Offensively, our team was 15th best, so I'm assuming our defense was good. 5th best, sorry. Differential was 4th best. First round here against the Timberwolves is a W. Now we got the Memphis Grizzlies, who have added Kyle Kuzma, which I actually kind of don't mind. Clearly, 2K doesn't mind either. Series is tied, 2 apiece. Interesting. We're down 3-2. We are down 3-2. 3-3 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Can we please go to the Western Conference Finals, please, 2K? Thank you. We go to the Western Conference Finals, and we are taking on the Lakers. Staples Center to Staples Center. So there's really no home court advantage, to be fair. But I think we have the better backcourt. We do have a better backcourt. It's just the front court. I think, we should be able to shut down AD and Drummond. We should. We have the defenders there to do it. But game 1 is an L. Game 2 is an L. Game 3 is an L. We're going to get swept, aren't we? We are going to get swept. You ready for a sweep by the Lakers? You ready for the Clippers to get swept, my boy? Oh, we don't get swept. That's pretty cool. That's cool. We don't get swept. That's awesome. I was expecting us to get swept. We'll lose in 5. We'll lose in 5. How about it? You know what? Sure, LA. Sure, Lakers. Sure, 2K. This team gets swept. Right. The Bulls win the championship with Zach LaVine winning. Who did they sign? Who did they sign? No one. And they beat the Lakers in 5. Could I upgrade from Serge Ibaka to Jonathan Isaac? Just because I know Serge Ibaka is going to be regressing real soon. So if I give up, say, Nicholas Batum, Serge Ibaka, and, say, a future first-round pick, I get myself Jonathan Isaac, who's basically Serge Ibaka, just a bit taller and a bit better defensively, and not as old. So hopefully that works out for us. And now, before Paul George goes absolutely crazy and regresses off a cliff, let's see what we can get for him. Anybody want to give up anything good for Paul George? Not really. Nothing going on here, so we'll just skip over the draft then. Yeah, we don't have any picks. John Wall has accepted that player option, so we might have to move on from John Wall. Maybe the fee is just too much for now. What do we have here? Mitchell Robinson and Tristan Thompson. I'll re-sign Mitch and I'll re-sign Tristan. I just think I'll probably trade Tristan away. Never mind, we cannot re-sign Mitchell Robinson apparently. So John Wall, mate, could we maybe move on from you for Mike Conley, who's A, making less money, and B, a better overall? Hopefully that doesn't backfire. Hopefully that doesn't backfire at all. Mitch, does that mean we can now re-sign Mitchell Robinson? Yes, sir. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bogdanovic needs to go. If I get rid of Bogdanovic with Tristan Thompson, maybe we can get ourselves a really good backup center. Or not, that's cool. We can get ourselves Jeremy Grant, so sure, we'll do that. Why not? Why not bring in Jeremy Grant? Maybe bring in a little bit more defense, I suppose. And we are also going to look into maybe Paul George, Jeremy trades. I don't mind that Ben Simmons deal. I also don't mind that Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. deal. Because what? I don't really want Jamal playing the 2. If I'm going to give up Paul George, I don't think that's worth it. Because neither of those 2 players can play the 2. We need someone who can play the 2. And you know what? For a backup center, Miles Turner's not too bad. Sure, we'll grab up that. And apparently we don't have enough salary to re-sign Mitchell Robinson. Apparently, according to 2K. And apparently we can't even afford him now. So that's fantastic. All right, looks like we're going to have to move on from Turner and say Marcus Morris or something. Just so we can get ourselves a better starting center, because Clint Capella will do. Clint Capella will do, and then if we just use Gallinari in a trade, we should be fine. Gallo would say Cilia. Could we get ourselves someone decent for off our bench, such as Larry Markkinen? We should be fine, mate. Could I trade Paul George for Klay Thompson? I will give up this guy, Tyler Cook, and this first-round pick. Plus, I'll chuck in this first, and we're out of first, so I chuck in a second and it goes through. So we now got Klay Thompson instead of Paul George. Hopefully he doesn't regress as hard as PG. He doesn't, thank you. But Capella is our second best player, which is saying something. And Reggie Jackson's now 74 overall, so that's lovely. 3 training camps. Perimeter shooting is going to Mike Conley. Sure, let's make that better. Perimeter defense to... Let's go Larry Markkinen. Make him better on the defensive end. And a combo guard to Klay Thompson. Let's make him a better playmaker, shall we? As much as I love Reggie Jackson, we're going to have to trade him for Aaron Gordon, just for someone better off our bench. Move him to the small forward, because we do have Larry Markkinen. Aaron Gordon with Coffee. Could we maybe get ourselves a guard, please, that we can use off our bench? Montrezl Harrell's not bad, but we need a guard. Not a big. We need a guard, and I think... Okay, you know what? I'm going to do that Montrezl Harrell deal. I'm going to have to, and then move him to the power forward and trade Montrezl Harrell for maybe a better guard for off our bench. So, bang, Montrez... We go bang, chuck him with 2 seconds, and we surely should be able to get ourselves a guard for our bench, such as Lonzo Ball. Or hear me out, if we do this, get ourselves Thaddeus Young, right? We got Cam Reddish and Thaddeus Young with that. Move Thaddeus to the power forward. He goes up to an 84 overall. Use Cam Reddish with Louis here. Could we now get ourselves a pretty decent guard? I did see Lonzo Ball last. Kevin Porter Jr., perfect. That's a guard that we can definitely use for off of our bench. Only problem now is playmaking. We don't have a whole lot of playmaking now. Because we got Thaddeus Young, we don't need Larry Markkinen. So maybe if we move Lowry for a point guard, such as we have to go with Thaddeus Young for Kemba. I do see Derrick Rose. Yeah, all right. I'll try and get Derrick Rose his first championship as well. And bang. We should have ourselves a pretty decent team. We are going to be rocking a 9-man for this season, Ty Lue. And scoring options, Kawhi, Clay, and Conley. Yeah, sounds cool to me. And do we have any 4.5 stars? We'll stick to balanced. Standings, we are projected 3 seed this year. Maybe we can do better than the last couple of seasons. All-stars this time. Kawhi Leonard and no one else again. Kawhi's just been carrying us all-star-wise, man. So Jokic is the MVP this year. No LeBron, just Jokic. Just Jokic. Tibbs is Coach of the Year. We went 50 and 32, which means we probably finish as like a 3 seed, I would like to say. As a 3 seed. Yeah, we finish as a 3 seed. So this team apparently is only good enough for 3 in the West. 28, 5.6, 4.6 for Kawhi. 20, 2.2 and 3 for Clay. 15, 2 and 5.9 for Mike Conley. Team didn't do as good as I thought they would. Offensively, we were one of the worst offensive teams, which means we were the best defensive team, but our offense was not great, mate. Our offense was not great. First round here against the Warriors, and it's a game 7 because defense apparently does not win yourself games in 2K. Let's just say that. If you want a defensive system, you don't win a championship in 2K. You get eliminated in the first round, mate. You get eliminated in the first round. Fuck off! So apparently if you have a defensive system and a team of Kawhi, Klay Thompson, Clint Capella, Jonathan Isaac, and Mike Conley, you get eliminated in the first round by a team of, I'm pretty sure, a Golden Stateless. Let's see, James Wiseman and Paul George led Golden State. But guys, that's going to do it for today's Clippers rebuild. I am pissed off, so I'm going to leave this short, sharp, and shiny. If you want, click on these two. If you want to subscribe and watch a video, either or, helps us out a bunch, and I'll catch you in the next video. Boys.